check this out. 6 below, negative 22 wind chill. I got the flu, but we're still gonna do this. Come on, baby. I don't know what it was, but maybe there was a ding that I didn't hear that I normally hear. Something was different about that one, though. This truck better not leave me stranded. Oh, great. Mint. What a mess. You guys might remember last winter we went through a hike of an old abandoned town looking for a church, but I couldn't find it. Spent about 4 hours in that woods, and I think we were just on the wrong side of the property. This week we're gonna go back and see if we can't find it. Fingers crossed. This is our week. So here's my plan. I remember hearing something about you're supposed to starve a cold and feed a fever, or maybe you're supposed to freeze a cold and starve a fever. Here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna make a soup in the bed of the truck camper tonight, and tomorrow morning we're gonna go on that hike. And hopefully this soup is exactly what my body needs. Tonight, I'm going to be making wild rice soup in the Dutch oven. We're going to be staying at a highway rest stop right across from Crow Wing State Park. Most of my adventures are north of Brainerd. Tonight, we're going to be south of Brainerd a little bit. I don't know of a whole lot of free camping around this area. This state park doesn't offer winter camping, so that's why we're staying here. What I'm going to do is check out the area where the cars park and see how flat it is. I would rather park here than in the spots with the trucks. We made it. I got a little bit of the sweats going on. This cold is kicking my butt. All right, so thankfully there's snow on the side of the road, which means that I'm able to use that along the curb to get the truck leveled out. I shouldn't need any leveling blocks or anything here tonight. Not that I've used them in the past, but let's go check this out. So this is the snow that I was talking about you can drive up on to kind of level ourselves out a little bit. For the most part I'm level, but I'm going to try blocking it up just a little bit on one side. I'm going to use one of these rolling wedges. Never used one before. I saw it at Walmart and thought, why not take a chance? I'm going to admit I don't like the looks of that. It's just not wide enough. What I'll do is just return them. $30. I don't need it that bad. And the state park is like literally just right across the highway, which makes this an awesome rest stop if you are ever visiting Crow Wing State Park. Well, let's head on into the camper. I'm not going to be putting down the steps tonight. I'm going to be just going old school, bringing back the step. How cool this place looks. It's also a state patrol substation, so shouldn't have any problems. So some of you guys have been asking me about the furnace and if I keep it on all the time. I do, except for during the week when I'm at work. That furnace is on when I'm driving down the road, because when I get in here tonight, let's take a look. 61 degrees inside the camper, and if I look down by my fresh water tank, it's 2 degrees. I've never had an issue leaving the furnace turned on while I'm driving down the road, and I've been using this setup for many years. Probably got close to 80,000 miles with this truck camper in the bed of the truck here. I think it's time that I start closing the windows. furnace has been running and we got it about 66 degrees in here. It's really nice. I'm going to leave the slide in tonight. That way we don't get a lot of cold air coming up through there. Plus, I don't need the slide hanging out over into the driveway. A couple of things I was going to mention about this furnace. You guys maybe remember last year I had a Honeywell digital thermostat in here. The problem with that thing is it just does not read when it gets really, really cold. I changed it out with this mechanical style thermostat, which works nice because no matter what the temp is, it never gets so cold that the furnace won't work. Be careful if you guys are running one of those digital thermostats, because once it gets below about 40 degrees, it just says low on it. I'm really wishing I would have never put that thing in. And the reason why is because when it drops down too cold, it says low, shuts the furnace off. So quite often I get back in here when it's 20 below zero and it's freezing because that thermostat doesn't go down low enough. I should have probably just left well enough alone or just find a digital thermostat that can operate in that freezing temperature. The way that I've gone about fixing it, I'll have to set the thermostat unit right over the top of the flame, get this thing nice and warm. Once it gets back into a temperature it can read, I'll stick it back on the wall. So if you're out here camping in really cold temperatures like I am, you might not want to have one of those digital thermostats on the wall. Well, I think it's about time for supper. So this wild rice soup is just a recipe I picked up off Pinterest. Not like a family secret or anything. I've never had it. It looked really good. So we'll see how this turns out. First thing, we got to cut up some of these vegetables. Finally, we can get to the good part. Now we're going to add in all of the vegetables. Okay, 1/4 cup of flour, 2 cups of heavy whipping cream, 8 cups of the chicken broth. We're going to add our chicken. And then lastly, I'm just going to add a can of this wild rice. We'll see how much is there, and I might add another one. Well, I was looking for a hearty soup, something to make me feel better, and I definitely think this is going to hit the spot. I'm going to clean up, let this simmer for the next hour or so. I'll catch back up with you guys. This bed looks super inviting. Hopefully I don't fall asleep. Every hair follicle on my head hurts. My face hurts. I got a few female viewers, and for those of you that have gone through labor pains, you know the pain that I'm feeling in this area right now. Men just suck at being sick. I'm such a child. Well, I wish I could tell you the soup was good, but it's not going to get eaten tonight. So I think I'm just going to put the soup in the truck. I'll let it freeze. I'll eat that the next couple of days at work. All right, that should be nice and safe there. So the truck stop is empty. There's one truck over there. State patrol officer just pulled up, so I don't know. I'm gonna go get some toilet paper. Well, I'll say this is a beautiful welcome center. Check that out. It's probably about 65 degrees in here. This will be nice tomorrow morning. Come in here and use the bathroom. Perfect. Let's get back out to the camper. I think one of the reasons why I'm out here is just to show you guys how comfortable truck camping can be. 6 below. 18 with the wind chill. We're in a wind chill advisory, and it is nice and toasty in here. And it doesn't take much. I'll be honest with you, if I was sitting in a tent, sleeping in a cot, I'd probably be at home right now. Before I go to bed, I was going to show you guys my batteries. Some of you had questions about the AGMs and how they hold up with this furnace. So it's 10 o'clock at night. My batteries are sitting at 12.6 volts. I'm not going to start the generator. I'm not going to run the truck at all tonight. Tomorrow morning when I get up, I'll show you guys where the battery is at. I imagine the furnace, it's going to run pretty much continuous throughout the night. So we'll see how these gel batteries hold up. I'm guessing that with the furnace running all night long, they might get down to 12.4. I guess we'll see. Right, see you in the morning. Feeling a lot better this morning, which is good because we're still going to go out on that hike. It got pretty cold last night, down to about 21 below zero. At 5 o'clock this morning, I noticed that my heater was running just constantly. I got up, looked at the voltage, it was 12.3 volts. I went outside, found that my propane tank's frozen. So I swapped it with the one from inside the truck, got the furnace working again, which isn't a big deal. The thing is, I went really quick, so I didn't bring the camera out there. Since then, everything's been going fine. Got up, made coffee this morning. It's still pretty cold outside. Right now we're sitting at 12 below with the 24 below wind chill. The trick today is going to be multiple layers. A couple of pairs of socks, long johns, snow pants. And I'm thinking that I'm going to be in the woods for most of it, so we should be okay. I think we're just going to stick with a coffee breakfast. Thankfully that state park is really close. Probably a half mile down the road. Can you believe I actually brought gloves this time? Someone mentioned down in the comments below that I'm very rarely wearing gloves. And I think it's just living here. You get used to it. But I'll be glad I have them today. I think that's everything. Did I not hit record? Oh God, I put this thing up there this morning. Oh no. Trying to catch the sunrise. That would have been a really pretty sunrise, but you win some, you lose some. Let's go get on that hike. Truck is saying 19 below. Yuck. Signs tell me that the chapel is this way. So I was able to find the GPS location of that chapel, and I got it pinned on my phone. It's not that far off of a parking lot. The problem is they don't plow the roads to that parking lot, so we might have to walk through the woods. I'm not sure. Well, I'm thinking maybe a nice little hour-long walk in the woods will be good. Door lock, perfect. The nice thing is the sled came through here and packed the snow down, so I'm not falling through it or anything. This will be a nice, easy walk. So last time we were at the state park, we went and checked out the abandoned town of Crow Wing and then saw an old house that's still standing. Now we're gonna go check out this Catholic mission. They built a church in the mid 1800s, and they have something there today, a building, not the original one, but we're still gonna go check it out. So here on this site was the original church. It was built in 1852. This one now is a memorial to Father Francis Xavier Pierce, who actually established this Catholic church. It was the first mission in north central Minnesota. It looks like they still probably hold services in there. Can't see too much though. Morrison burial plot. It's going to be a county south of us. We're in Crow Wing right now. I wonder if who's ever here has something to do with Morrison County. These really cold days always make the woods look so much prettier, so you can see why I wanted to come out here. This is absolutely gorgeous out here. I'm breathing out of my nose. I probably got snot running everywhere, but both nose holes open. I knew that if I get out here in this weather, I'd feel a lot better. I'm guessing that Lutheran mission is just a location that they have marked with the informational sign, because there's no tracks going down that way. And we're gonna stay on this packed snowmobile trail. Well, if I can walk it. I'll be honest, I complain a little bit about Minnesota. There's times when this cold weather just seems absolutely relentless. But I will say, sure is beautiful. And there's nobody else out here. It's 20 below zero. Nobody's gonna come walk through these woods. We got this whole entire thing to ourselves. Just awesome. We almost made it back to the truck. I gotta be honest with you, this is the best that I felt since Wednesday. I think this is exactly what I needed. Well, you guys have pretty much spent the whole weekend with me again. I want to thank you for sticking around this whole time. I'm glad that we came out here. Like my mom used to say, get up, start moving around, you'll feel better. So I'm glad I did, and I do. So until next week, be kind, be honest. We'll see you down the road.